So we're back to a game review for
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Yeah. We picked a couple of apps this week because we still have to wait for some of the games to come out that we want to review. And we definitely...
We start today. We'll start with the Star Trek one.
Okay.
It's called Star Trek Timelines, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, maybe it's just me as a person and the type of app that I like, but I did not enjoy this at all. Maybe there's just too much reading. It didn't engage me when I first opened it up and I started playing it. I wasn't like, oh, this is great. There was so many different.
There is a lot of stuff to handle in it. I know that. It's not like one of those cheap little apps where you open it up and you just go tap, 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 done.
That's right. I like tap, 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 done.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of nuance to the whole thing. There's different aspects to it. There are daily challenges to it.
See, and that's one thing that totally deters me from apps is it's like, oh, if you come back every day, I'm like, but what if I don't want to come back every day? You get to do this, and it's like the one thing that I wish though, when they did when you were at the very beginning. And this is part of the reason it turned me off, is when they did the fight scenes with the Klingons, I think. I wish you could have, used your finger and been, actually, you have to tap to shoot, or, move around to dodge and stuff like that. See, that would have made the game a little bit more fun, but it was just pick your characters, and then they go off and do something, and you're like...
Yeah. Okay.
But I know it's obviously the capabilities of the phone, the phone, I'm expecting a console game on my phone, but that's just one thing that would have made it just a little bit more interaction in the battles, I guess. Instead of just it felt
Okay, so there are two different battles in these ones. There are missions, and then there are space battles. What he's talking about is the missions, where you
you just drag a card over and go, pick Captain Kirk to do this one because he has the most chance of success or something. Right?
Yeah, because so in a mission you have different stats, and each character that you can get will have different stats accordingly. So if you go into a mission and they need you to do science, diplomacy, and security, you need to make sure that you take characters with the same thing.
Yeah.
There are 6 different topics, so each character is going to have different ones. It is kind of a collectible game too, because you can get different versions of Picard. You can get different versions of all the characters.
I like Star Trek. I'm a fan of the show and the movies. I like it's cool. Data and who was that girl one that from Deep Space Nine or Voyager? Not the captain, but the Borg looking one.
7 of 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was she in? What? She was in
Voyager.
I remember a lot of these characters. Obviously, Captain Kirk. Everybody knows.
You have your standards one, Worf,
stuff like that.
Dax. They have some of the obscure ones too. And recently they actually just did an update for the Discovery one, because Discovery Star Trek is new on TV. Yeah. And
you watched that?
Not yet. Oh, okay. It's on my list. So they've done an update for that. So they've included the crew and everything.
That's
why
the app changed.
Yes, that's why the app changed, because of the Discovery.
Oh.
So and then every weekend they do events where you can be a part of the event, and if you go enter into the event, they do it a different way. They do space battles, missions, supplies. It is definitely varied. There's a lot to do in it, and part of the reason why I gave you the app, because Star Trek Timelines was my idea. I wanted to see how somebody who probably has never done apps like that fares in it, because I have actually been playing it for just over a year now.
I didn't fare very well at all, because when I was doing the missions, I had no idea. I'm like, oh, they're put somebody here, so I'm just random, and then they fail. I'm like,
yeah, it's been so long since I've done the tutorial. I was kind of I don't remember that, and because I know what all the stats and stat blockers are, so I know who to pick and how to pick them.
I guess you have to invest a lot of time in this game.
I have put a lot of time into this game.
I can see why it could be addicting if you like that kind of stuff. If you enjoy doing those type of games, then yeah, of course, it would be. But for me, it's just not my type of game. I'm more of a. Occasionally, I'll delve into a game like that where I have to go in every day and do things, but that'll only last for like a month at most.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, meh.
My biggest draw for this one was the space battles, actually, because you can actually get the space battles, and then you can actually go ship to ship, and then each ship has different abilities, and then each crew has different abilities to go with the ship. So you can set your ship and crew up completely different.
So that's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is cool. I get to battle ships, and then I'm trying to go on my phone, or I'm trying to battle, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't let me actually do it.
Well,
No.
okay.
Well, you
can
set it
push,
up.
Yeah, you set it up, and then you push the icons to trigger them.
Yeah, and it was just like...
But you don't actually get a pilot on
Yeah.
the ship. It's just a generic animation. They come towards each other. They start to fire, and then they go past each other.
Yeah.
And then depending on certain outcomes, one will fall the other, and then they start shooting and etc. Did you play it with the sound?
Yeah, because it said this game is better enjoyed with sound
It
on.
is actually really enjoyable with the sound on. They have the licenses for a lot of the voice actors.
Who was the guy that...
Q?
I was just going to say, it's Q, because Q came to mind, but I remember him, because he was in Generations, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was also Generations, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, he shows up in all three. And, Picard's voice kicks in every now and then. Kirk's voice kicks in every now and then. Some of the other ones, not all of them.
So it's like an officially licensed game for Star Trek.
Yeah, because even like in the space battles, when the ships, the phaser sound is the phaser sound. The alert sound is the alert sound. And since I've been playing, they've added 3 new big features. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be a little bit more nuanced. Probably you have to hit a certain level to do it. You can level everything. You can level your crew, ships. You can get a starship. You can level it up. You can get different layers of ships and everything like that.
This was a free app, just so you guys
yeah.
know. I don't know if
and-
does it offer in-app purchases?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. 'Cause
What you can do is you can buy the lithium, and that costs real world money,
Yeah.
and then the lithium can be used to speed things up because everything. Certain missions take about an hour, anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 hours to do. So if you want to get it done faster, you use the real world money. Space battles, once you do one, you have to wait like 2 minutes before the next one. Missions you can do right away, but you only have so much energy for the day, and if you run out of energy, you're out.
overall, like, it's not my type of game. It's not my cup of tea. I gave it a try. I gave it the old college try, and but I didn't find myself going, oh, I want to go back to that game. I want to go back to that app. I got to make sure I'm doing that. And so...
And there's actually a story involved in the whole thing, too. Again, if you're a big Star Trek fan, the story's going to be cool because they blend all the timelines together. So old Star Trek, new Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Voyager,
Discovery now.
to Discovery, the Enterprise. They throw everything in, including the kitchen sink, into a blender. Goes, and that's Star Trek timeline.
Spit it out. Nice.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I've been playing it for over a year now. So
I could see the I could see why it would be a good game to people who do like the Star Trek stuff and people who do enjoy those types of games. Yeah, absolutely, I could see it.
I think it's worth my time.
But for me,
I've been investing in it for a while. So again, that's I wanted to see what you would think. So
The next
there you go.
one,
1 for, 1 against.
the next one we did, I was pretty excited about this one.
Yeah.
It was called CFL Frenzy.
Yep.
And the reason that I've been excited about this one because I'm a big when I play video games, I like sports games.
Yep.
And the only football game that's been available for consoles is Madden, which is NFL.
Yeah.
I don't like the the NFL game.
Yep.
So I was never really drawn to it, and I've always wanted a CFL football game.
Mm-hmm.
Always an official CFL football game that I could play on my TV, could play as the Edmonton Eskimos, and I'm like, yeah. And they come out I saw it, I'm like, ooh. Yes! I'm like, ooh! I download it right away, and I start playing right away. And I go through it. It's not your typical football game. It's kind of more of... It follows their overtime rules, kind of, where you just where it's like you
okay.
start from a certain and then you score, and then the other team has to match and stuff like that. It's not
Is
like
that what it was?
Yeah.
Wow, that makes a
and
lot of
it's
sense.
not
now.
it's not you when you think of Madden, you're like, oh, I play the whole team, I run plays. It's not that. It's not a full version of, but it's kind of just more of a character. You know, when you do a character of yourself, like if somebody draws something and you're like, drawn as a starfish or something. It's kind of almost like that. That's how I got it. And I was playing, and you can play the whole schedule. You play 18 weeks, and then the game just ends. And I'm like you can go through and you get coins and you can buy they did a Halloween update where you can buy zombies.
Oh yeah, actually the Halloween update was so cool.
But when I'm playing
the field was the graphics for the field changed.
Yeah.
And there's like a spider web on the goalpost, and there's pumpkins, and the field is like the purple gray Halloween colors, and it was like I thought it was actually a really neat update. I thought that was,
and that's why when I'm playing a sports game, that's why I like EA, go check out our NHL 18 review. I like when EA does it because it gives you that sense of realism, and that's kind of what I want from the CFL. Because being a Canadian football fan, I want to be able to play, like I said, as the Edmonton Eskimos, Mike Riley. I want to be able to throw to Bowman running down the sidelines. That would be so. This game, but after 18 weeks, you didn't even get to play playoffs. And it's like, well, I'm not here to collect the funny looking hat or the funny looking helmet or the funny shoes or the cool jersey. Those are like what are they called?
collectibles.
Oh yeah, I guess collectibles, but
Yeah, you can get collectibles. You open up the little pack.
Yeah.
You can get like little power ups for your guys as you're playing. Okay, I thought the game was cute. I thought it was enjoyable for that matter. Like I kind of thought I'd be like, oh yeah, nah, okay. Meh. And I actually went back when you know what, I can play this game,
and it was easy to play.
Yeah, runner or passer?
I was both.
You could do both.
Yeah.
I ran
almost. Well, it was easy to run.
It was so much easier to run than it was to pass. Like passing was, I don't know why I could. I think I caught 1 out of every 10.
Really? No, I didn't have a problem with the throw with the catching, but I always tried to mix it up, and that's like again. I just wish it was more in depth.
To be honest, I would have loved to have seen. Okay, so they had two turns to score as many points as possible, right? I would have liked to have been able to play a full game and give 2 turns a quarter.
Yeah.
And then that way you get, 8 turns in a game? And that would have been cool because it's still the 3 downs to get 10 yards. So if you don't get 10 yards,
they use the rule.
Yeah, they
definitely use the rules.
And I thought, you know what? Give me quarters. Give me a full game. This
Give me a full team. I don't care. I wouldn't care that it was the style.
The style was cute
was
enough.
Fine
that
because it was very cartoony, which is fine.
Yeah.
But give me the full interactive game where I can play the season, play the playoffs, win a Grey Cup.
Yeah.
If you want to have the collectibles along the way, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah,
I'm cool with that because there's going to be people out there who like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you combined the Madden-esque and this to it, this game would be amazing.
I think so too. Actually, I think it would have been. It was cute. It was enjoyable. I was surprised. I'm going to recommend it. Go download
Especially
it.
if you're a CFL fan.
Yeah,
if you're
it was fun.
Someone like me who's been really craving a video game from the CFL, then this will only deepen your desire.
Yes,
for it.
yes.
It won't satisfy it. It'll just go.
Yeah,
almost there.
Yeah, it gives you that craving of I actually want I want a game. I do. And after playing this, it'd be like, you know what? If you gave me a game, I'd be so much more happier.
I would pay $25.99 for on an app like that where it was a full interactive app. I would totally pay for it because that's just me.
Yeah,
I would love it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, when he said CFL, I'm like, okay, I'll download it. I'll play it. I'll be like, okay, it's a sports game. It was cute enough. It was fun enough, and I wanted more. Mm-hmm. And I
played the whole season in 1 day or maybe 2 days, and I was like, I want to get to the playoffs because I want to see what happens.
Yeah,
and then it ends. I'm like,
yeah,
What?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the last game, and the thing is, after you play the last game, it's not like you get credits or
Yeah.
anything. It's just that done. You hit the done button,
And it's not like if
That's
you
it.
lose, if you don't win, you have to replay the match.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh, it doesn't count as an L?
no,
I'm like, oh.
no. You actually have to win the game to move on to the next.
And that's when I
match.
kind of realized that when I lost my first one, and I was like, okay, so that's a loss, whatever. Move on to next week. Let's just. And then it wouldn't let me. I'm like, oh, so it's not it's not an actual.
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's just
it's not a simulator.
Yeah.
It's just more of a time killer.
Yeah.
And it's a good time killer. You know, this is one of those short little apps that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So
You can hit it and quit it, and you don't have to worry
yeah,
about it.
exactly. Unlike Star Trek timelines,
Yeah.
you have to put a lot of time. You have to put a lot of effort. You could technically put in a lot of money because it's one of those free 99 ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have not put in any money into it, and I'm enjoying it.
Those are the best kind, where you can get a lot of play out of free games.
Yeah.
That's where I think CFL Frenzy lacked, is that it was free, but you couldn't get a lot of time out of it. Like
No.
I haven't really gone back to it since I finished it. I was like, well, there's no reason to go back to it. There's nothing like, to me, when I
Yeah, unfortunately, this has been one of those games. As soon as I need space, it's gone.
pretty much. But I don't think I'll ever need space on my phone. But yeah, it's one
I
of those,
do.
yeah, absolutely. It's one of those where it's like, if you need space, you're gonna probably delete that one because there's no reason to go back to that one.
Yeah.
So that's the only downfall of that game. God damn you, CFL. You almost had it.
Yeah,
Almost.
I'm almost
So
in the same
close.
ballpark. I would be happy to review a CFL
Oh my
game on the console.
Goodness, would I
think-
ever be happy?
I think it would be.
Oh my goodness, that would be
Even if you're talking about like an arcade style where it's a download and you're paying $20 for it, I would be okay with that because I want to see it.
There's
if-
two things that I'm craving for a console, and that's a CFL, like a CFL game, like full playable CFL game, and a really good curling simulator. I know that sounds so weird, but I've downloaded so many curling games on my phone, and
It,
they
it
all
does sound
suck.
weird. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a curling game myself.
Oh, my
but
goodness.
If some people, you might have to bundle it with something else.
Well, you
type thing.
probably would, but like when you buy like those Olympic ones, right?
Yeah.
And they have curling, and I'm like, oh, that is like a reason where I'm like, I want to play this because there's curling in it. And then you play the curling, and you're like, this is nothing like curling. What are you doing? Like, at least get it somewhat close, like the CFL Frenzy.
It's so sad. Both of us, I guess we're Canadian because we both watch curling.
Yeah.
And
Curling's great. I
it
love
is.
It's
Oh my
fantastic.
gosh, it is. People are so weirded out. It's like, you watch curling?
You watch curling?
How could you
Yeah.
not watch curling?
You don't like curling?
This
What?
stuff is great.
riveting
Especially
television.
when they hit those shots that are
Yeah.
just like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
And he hits it and it's like, holy.
The wife always goes, why do you watch this stuff? It's so boring. I'm like, how can it not be boring? It's not boring. Look, he's going to do this. He's going to take this one to go, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It's so sweet. That's
Yeah,
so Canadian
yeah.
of us.
It
CFL, you almost had it. You almost had it. So close.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah.
so close. So close. Please.
Here's hoping.
Please. So try. I'll try both games.
Yeah.
Because you might like them.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Star Trek one because that's not my type of game.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you want to tap it and wrap it, you
Yeah.
won't like Star Trek. But if you have time and you need something to invest, and you're a fan of Star Trek,
If it's one of those games where if you're one of those type of people, and there's these who like to go through a routine of games in a day, then Star Trek could be your type of thing. Yeah, if you're somebody like myself who just likes to go in and have a quick game of something because you're just waiting on something, and then I wouldn't play Star Trek. If you're a CFL fan, play the Frenzy because you're going to enjoy it because you get to actually control your favorite Canadian Football League team.
Yeah.
It's fully licensed, so
Edmonton Eskimos.
yep, of course.
Ticats. Actually, anybody but Calgary.
Wow.
Yeah. Anybody but Calgary. I'm not that big of an Eskimo.
If you guys have played these games, or if there's any apps or anything on the iPhones, the Apple, because we don't have Androids here, we suck the teat of Apple. Let us know if you guys want to hear what we have to say about it. We will be doing more apps along with video games, on our channel.
Because right now the video game season is just starting to ramp up. So obviously, because we do not have early access to stuff, because we're not that.
God damn you! People hit us up.
Yeah.
Games
We're
just a
not
couple
special enough yet
No.
to get the early access. So until then, we have to wait till it's released ourselves. Then we have to actually play the game and then review it. So our reviews are always going to be a little behind. And yeah, we don't care. We're still going to play them.
That's right. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and you will not miss a moment of the riveting YouTube channel we have. See ya.